Alright, I got 3 more boxes of crap to open up here from eBay. Been collecting over the last few days, so I wonder if my feet are cold. 55 degrees in there. My footsies are getting cold. I had to put my sweater on. Christmas sweater, it's Christmas time. Cold out here. It's hot in here compared to outside. So this week it's raining and snowing everywhere in the country is what they said in the weather report. So there you go. Alright, I got a stack of crap my way here. Let's see what we can figure out here first. Let's do the big box. I'm running out of room around here. Alright, put the camera over here. Alright, let's see what we got in this one here. Got 3 boxes today. Well, not today, but... This is over the last few days. Last week. Everybody keeps saying I'm buying too many parts. They can't get anything on eBay because I keep buying it all. I tell them they're dreaming. I get outbid on a lot of stuff. What are you talking about? If I get a tenth of what I bid on, I'm doing good. Oh, these are gas tanks in here. Let's see. Let's see how nice these look. I hope they're not green. That's ugly. All right. Let's see what we got here. Good, they're not green. They're blue. Yeah, has to be repainted. Maybe. Knowing me, probably not. I think I'm gonna have to. I think one of these was dented, as I recall. So this is a Harley Davidson original gas tank, 70s. What year that badge is? I don't remember. I think that's FL, not FX, because FX tanks are all painted with decals. FL is one of the badges. They're not painted. So these are 3.5 gallon because they're narrow. This is what I like. There's room around here. I think this one had a dent in it. That doesn't mean it was cheap. It just means it's cheaper than a good set. Oh, there goes chrome. They're all the haters. Yep, got a dent in it. Yeah, this one has a dent right here and right through the badge. Hopefully I can get to that a little bit and knock it out and not paint it. So, my old viewers might remember I was working on a 73 ugly bike. FX shovelhead turned into something that looks decent. These are the tanks that are going to go on that bike. I had a set of really nasty panhead tanks I was going to put on there, but these look better. So, these are narrow, they're 3.5, so they're not too thick. I hate 5 gallon tanks. So they're only about this wide on the bike, instead of being this wide. So, there you go. So these are FLH gas tanks that are narrow. So they'd be an FL, not an FLH, I guess. So, we got the badges. I'm trying to remember what year that badge is. I have to look it up. This is either 79 and up or it's 78 on back to 72, I think. Forget what year. I have to look them up. My brain is fading. But anyway, they're nice. I like them. And I like the color too. Blue is always better than red. So when you're on eBay looking at gas tanks, you look inside. If they give you pictures, make sure they're not too rusty. See, that's just light surface in there, nothing heavy. You make sure the gas cap area is not damaged because that's where your sealing area is. This one here still had the original coating in it, which usually means it's later. These coating usually comes out in later 70s tanks. So this is either a 78 bike or it's a 79 up. Most of the 79 up, they had stickers that went around the outside of the badge. So, I'm not sure. And this one here, you can see the white coating way up in there. This was coated also. So I'm going to guess these are probably 77 or 78 gas tanks, FL. Now the way you tell early tanks from late tanks is they put this crossover in 67. So when you don't have this crossover in here, they are 66 and earlier tanks, which means they're worth a lot of money. Either later tanks are not worth nearly as much as early tanks. Those early tanks are hitting $2,000 these days. So these ones were probably only a couple $100. So you also want to make sure they've never been damaged through here. A bunch of weld marks are bad. It looks like some of the threads are not the best, but that might be paint. There is threads way deep in there. That's a plus. Usually if you see a big spacer welded up onto here, it's an aftermarket tank. Harley didn't run the spacer there. So this one here looks pretty good. Don't see any breakage, no signs of leakage. Also, when you get a gas leak, the paint will be gone from where the area where the leak is, because it gets underneath the paint and it all comes off. And this is definitely a late tank because it has the petcock over here. Now your 65 on back gas tanks got a shutoff valve right here. The rod went here all the way up the bottom. 66 is by itself. It did not have a petcock here. It actually had a petcock in the right gas tank coming right out of here. There's a petcock right here. 1 year only tank. So this has got the external nut. External nut is 70. Thinking it's either 75 or 77. They went to late style. Thinking 75. 1 to 2 years. I have to look it up. So once again, that makes this a later 70. But I don't think it's 79 though. But anyway, something like that. So those are things you're looking for. Obviously you're looking for damages. Other than that, the brackets were all on here not modified or broken. That's another thing you're looking for. Make sure they're good. It's got the original tubes coming out here, obviously, which is easier to see. So this tank was unmodified. I didn't see any evidence of leaks or welding. The only thing I saw wrong was crash damage. That's a little bit of nicks and stuff in the paint. So to me, that's enough to buy it because I wanted to get the badges. I didn't want to put a bunch of stickers on the bike. So I want the ugly bike to look better than ugly. So this is what I'm leaning toward. So I didn't want to put big dollar painted tanks on it. Here's a little low spot right in here. I don't know if you can see it in the light, but yeah, a little bit low. That could be factory, but more than likely it's probably something pushed on it right there pretty hard. That's not enough to worry about for me at all. See, this has a big low spot through here. Now that's factory. These tanks are not very flat. It's hard to see the stuff in the light, but you see that's a big low spot through here. That's just Harley body work. Look how bad this shit is. Harley did not do good body work in the 70s. I've seen some really nasty looking stuff, and that's pretty nasty looking, and that's factory. This is definitely original paint. So anyway, that's what you're looking for. So to knock this out of here, I'm going to try to use a big bang tool from the inside out. And no, filling it with ice does not work, and capping it off and putting air pressure, that's bullshit. None of that crap works. If you want to blow up a gas tank, that will work just fine. Okay, this looks like my gas tank tools right here. Here we go. Perfect, I even got one here. Oh, and it's even set up for late bike. Look at that. So this is a homemade tool I made for my 30s bike. So this has been converted to a late bike. So that goes on there. That protects the gas cap right here, because you don't want to be banging on this all the time, bending that. So that's what this is for. So you put that on there like that. And then you try to bang, bang, bang on it, but that's pretty high up. A bunch of little hits like this. You can't get in there enough to do much. You can feel the dent. But I can't get enough of a hit because I'm only going this far. So what I wind up doing, I'll probably have to make a big long one that comes out way back, comes back, and use back, and that way I can swing it side to side and bang on it. And this has got a, you know, pound or 2 pounds of weight here, probably something like that. Bang, bang, bang. So you got to have at least an inch of real movement. I only got about maybe this much movement, ain't enough to do squat, and most of that's being eaten up by the gas cap rubbing on it. So I'll make a big long rod, like I said, make a big U in there, and then I can get in there and go slap, slap, slap like that where I need it. You can knock that out pretty good if you're careful. So, simple tools. So I have a bunch of different rods I made over the years for doing different things. So I'll have to make another one. So that's how you do it. Or you put a big screw gun in there and yank the piss out of it and put nice big high spots in it. You can do that welding crap. That don't work very good either. Harley tanks are pretty thick. They're not thin ass car where they bend easy. Most of the time that shit doesn't work. But one thing you gotta be careful about if you see a big hit in this area on the tank is make sure this gas cap is still round. Because when these caps get all out around through here, you'll never get one to seal. So I'm alright. I'm happy with those. So definitely got some banging time to be done on that. I'm a hammer mechanic. Prove it all the time. Alright, there you go. Stock FL late 70s gas tanks.